I'm up in the club. I just met a baddie. She only 21. I was in the club before she even had it. She was 21. Another one.
What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Good. Big Zo TV back in the building. You already know what it is, man. If you haven't liked or subscribed, go down there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm talking to you. Hit that subscribe button, man. You already know what it is. Now let's get to the content, man. Listen, I want to talk about this whole ghostwriting thing, all these reference tracks and everything that has come about. And if you haven't watched my previous videos, make sure you go down there and watch those previous videos so you get in tune. Now, we talking about the ghostwriting allegations and everything that Drake has been going through, because we all know Drake been having a crazy week, right? And all these reference tracks are just being released. Everybody talking about Drake not being authentic because they saying he don't write his own shit, which we know at this point is kind of factual. Now, reference tracks could be considered a little different than somebody actually writing all your shit, right? Now, when people think about reference tracks, they think about, you know, someone making an entire song, or it could be somebody just drawing up a hook, making up a hook for you, recording that, sending that to you so you can hear it, and basically what you do is you go in there and you do the same exact thing they did. Artists that we know do that for sure is artists like Diddy, Dr. Dre. These guys do this, man. You know, they go in there, they get these reference tracks, and then they do their thing. And the value in that is basically like someone who can come up with the ideas, may not say it the way that someone like Dr. Dre would say it, because obviously his voice attached to that song makes it a lot greater than someone who's unknown making that song. Now, a lot of people are trying to push back on this whole ghostwriting thing or this whole reference track thing, because honestly, I feel like it's because it's Drake. People want to defend Drake. People want to, you know, find ways to, you know, justify what Drake has been doing. But the problem with Drake has literally been playing a part. Don't get me wrong. I don't think Drake is out here talentless. I don't think it's that Drake can't come up with a song. I don't think it's that Drake can't come up with a hook. I don't think it's that he don't got no bars. I think it's just basically he got to a place where he is expected to come out with a hit when they need one. So in his mind, it's like, you know, I'm Drake. I have all these people come through, submit these reference tracks. If it sound cool, I'll take it and put my own spin to it. Now, the problem with that is we dealing in the realm of hip hop, right? Because Drake doesn't walk around and claim to be specifically a pop artist. Drake walks around pretending to be versatile in every area. So whether it's pop, whether he want to be UK Drake, whether he want to be dancehall Drake, whether he want to be Afro beats Drake, or Canadian Drake, or Houston Drake, because we know this man play a whole bunch of parts. But we know at the end of the day, he considers himself to be a lyricist. Now, when you consider yourself to be a lyricist and you tell everybody not to play with your pen, you cannot do things like this. Obviously you can and try to hide them, as he has been doing, but when people find these things out, this is why people feel a certain way about it, because it almost comes off as if you're just being fraudulent. So if you're gonna be fraudulent, that's something in the hip hop community that people do not respect. So looking at my comments, there are a lot of people that had negative things to say. Some people had positive things to say. Some people felt like they didn't care that Drake had reference tracks or ghostwriters. Now, it's always been hinted that Drake has had ghostwriters, and it kind of makes you feel some type of way, because you talk about someone who has definitely been at the top of the game. And to find out that you have ghostwriters, it kind of puts a stain on his career there. Now, we know about the Vori track. We know about the Party Next Door track. We know about Quentin Miller. We know about Cash Cobain.
I'm up in the club. I just met a baddie. She only 21. I was in the club before she even had it. She was 21. I knew your nigga was a bum. Fuck what I said, he had some fun. Girl, I'm the king of my city, I'm the one. I know your nigga was a bum. Fuck on the court, he had some fun. Girl, I'm the king of my city, I'm the one.
We know that these guys submit reference tracks all the time. Now, that's their hustle. I mean, if you're a writer, your hustle is to submit these songs and hope that somebody picks it up. Now, in the R&B world, in the world of, you know, R&B ballads and all that other stuff, like, this is totally acceptable. People do it all the time. But I think the biggest difference there is there's a lot more of a creative process that's involved in these ballads and these songs than you'll have for somebody who's submitting a reference track for 100 bands or submitting a reference track for Rico. Like, we really need a reference for that? I feel like your creativity has to take toll. I mean, at the end of the day, these guys are hip hop artists, right? These guys are expected to be the elite hip hop artists that they are, and this is why they have deals, right? But to have someone sit there and have #1 hits handed to them, something about that just doesn't feel right? And a lot of people will comment. I had somebody who said, a singer can be ghost written for and it's cool because they still gotta have a good singing voice, but a rapper isn't wowing us with their vocals. So I got this comment from Bree who says, sorry, in your rap you have to be a writer. He's a pop star. He's always been one. He steals so much sauce. Poor P&D. P&D is an amazing artist. P&D? Oh, Party Next Door. Okay. He creates beats, flows, and he writes for other artists as well as himself. This is a true music artist. Listen, I agree. There's a lot of artists out there who write amazing music and they don't get the shine. And they toss tracks to other artists. Now, they are willing to accept that payday for it. And unfortunately, it is what it is. And in some cases, that actually applies where you can have a great song, but depending on who performs on it is how it basically does in the circuit. Drake is definitely doing hip hop injustice by having so many reference tracks. And I'm not gonna sit here and say no other artist does it because we literally don't know who does what. I feel like one of the things that we have to kind of give Drake is that it's hard for him to be in the position that he's in, right? But to stay on top, when you're on top, man, and you're like the leader and everybody's looking at you like you are the guy. So you are supposed to be the guy that never misses, right? When you're on top like that, it's hard to stay on top. And I could see why he would get tempted to use reference tracks because sometimes, the creative process for you just isn't working. And that's the difference between him and an artist like Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar will basically tell you that he didn't make the music because he wasn't inspired. But when you talk about somebody like Drake, who's deep into the music machine and these ties with all these deals and all these hands in the business that he runs, it's like you get to a place where you have so much pressure and you're so pressured to come up with those hits. And to do that consistently, he probably felt like, he had to get some reference tracks, and a lot of people just didn't agree with it. We got Mr. Logic 1098. He said, even if he write 80% of his stuff, that's unacceptable for a supposed lyricist. Said he's in Kanye territory and he shouldn't be mentioned with Nas, Big, or Jay ever again. That's crazy. And basically a lot of people just are disappointed. You can see in a lot of the comments, there's a lot of disappointment. If this is what you're doing, this is hip hop, dog. Like there's certain rules you gotta abide by to, and it's not rules you gotta abide by to survive. These are rules you gotta abide by if you want respect. So if you don't care about the respect, it's all good. Like, do what you gotta do. Get all your reference tracks. But to be respected as a lyricist in this game, this is not the way to go. This is not what you do. To me, this is a way to try to cheat your way to getting that respect. And we can't respect that. Somebody said Tory Lanez actually had live writing. I ain't gonna lie, that is kind of crazy. Tory Lanez did do a lot of stuff like live, which was kind of dope. I do think Tory Lanez honestly is a great artist, man. I think Tory Lanez is an amazing artist if you really ask me. So at the end of the day, man, I mean, I agree with James Thomas here who says big fans don't care, but actual fans of hip hop and rap care. I believe that. I think people who really care about hip hop and care about the integrity of hip hop, they're gonna care about this. People who are Drake fans, they're not gonna care about this and they're gonna try to find a way to justify this. Listen, it is what it is, man. Drake just has to really rebrand himself. He has to really gain the respect back in the hip hop community because nobody is gonna respect this. And like that last comment said, people who are Drake fans, they're gonna find ways to talk about it, but people that are real hip hop fans, they're not gonna respect this. No matter what way you try to spin it, no matter what way you try to say this person had a reference track, but this one don't have a reference track, Drake has always referenced his pen. He has always referenced the fact that he's a lyricist. He has always referenced the fact that he is the best in the game. So to come back and basically have all this stuff come out about you, it's a slap in the face to everybody that believed in that. But listen, it is what it is, man. Drake has to deal with this. Drake has to earn the respect back in the hip hop community. Like I said, man, Drake gonna have to write a song with 24-hour surveillance, yo. CCTV surveillance just watching that man the whole entire time to prove it to us. Prove it to us, Aubrey. Listen, man. But look, man, I appreciate all y'all coming through. I appreciate everybody that watches the channel, everybody that's subscribed, even y'all that's not subscribed, but y'all be watching. I see y'all out there. All y'all gotta do is hit that subscribe button. Take like 2 seconds, dog. I'm talking to you. You right there that's watching watching right now and you not subscribed, I'm talking to you. Get down there and hit that subscribe button. It's gonna take you 2 seconds, man. Come on. And we're gonna have a giveaway at 5K. As soon as we reach 5K followers, we're gonna have a giveaway, man. You already know what it is. It's your boy Goods, Big Zo TV, man. I appreciate y'all dropping through. Let's go.